I feel like that's how all YouTubers are supposed to start our videos that are like this, right? A big sigh, a big old, I think we're supposed to apologize, or are we going to get an apology kind of thing. I went to bed last night kind of thinking to myself about a topic, and I don't usually make topical videos. If you've watched me at all and have subscribed, thank you, first off. You know, I generally like to review gear or do deep dives on gear that I really like, you know, and that I can teach people about. That's kind of my goal. I don't get paid for my videos, and I don't ask for money for my videos. I just kind of have random ideas, like, you know, any content creator, especially in my range, which is low, right? So I woke up this morning kind of thinking to myself, I really don't want to make that video because it just is going to sound like some dude whining. And then I saw one of my favorite YouTubers, Henning Pauly, talking about some aspects of being a YouTuber, specifically comments, okay? And so what I'm getting at is that kind of made me go, this is a topic that I should at least listen to. He brought up a really good point that I've tried to always keep in mind when I make content is you got to have thick skin. Whatever you're talking about, there's going to be people that feel the exact opposite, or that may even do what Landon Bailey then mentioned in a video about comments that came up shortly after. And I guess they were mostly talking about the Tonex, the new Tonex plug-in thing, which is cool. But, you know, those guys get their products sent to them, and they also get paid, and that's good. That's fine. But it seems like people got burnt out real quick on the fact that there was a lot of videos that happened for that product at that moment. So I tend to not be in that category, but I did just happen to be at a local store, and I did a collaboration video with them. What I'm about to say is my views, and is fun. It's all lighthearted, okay? So I'm not an angry guy, but I just thought that it was funny that I woke up and two big YouTubers that I look up to were talking about stuff like this.
When they release that video, they make a thumbnail and a title for the video, which you have to do. And then somebody clicks on the video because they see that, and they just comment. They leave a comment. They don't actually watch the video, or they don't watch the whole video. And so their comment might not make any sense, or it's completely wrong. I consciously try not to do that anymore because I know it doesn't help. It's something I deal with daily. People comment. They're either asking a question that's answered in the video, or they're saying something that's totally wrong because they didn't watch the video, or they're just reacting to a title and a thumbnail. So I thought I'd bring that up because it happens all the time.
And so recently I did an amp video, real quick amp video, where I asked a store if I could, in their store display area, do a quick video. And one of the employees was nice enough to say, hey, I'll help you do that. And he said some specs about the video, did a really good, he said some specs about the amp, did a really good job of covering it in a way that I can't. And then I did some sound demos, one with the sound that he was talking about, and then, which happened to have fuzz in it, which is a comment I'm going to get to in a minute. And because I'm going to reply to a couple of these comments that are left under my video. So I'll go to my video in a second and just show you like what I'm talking about, because I just kind of had to laugh when I heard Landon say this. It was like, yeah, I don't know what to do to make people happy sometimes. I'm kind of happy being a small channel and only getting 100 or 200 views on a lot of my videos. Some of them get more, some of them will get more, some of them will get tens of thousands. And those ones tend to be the ones where I really deep dive into something. The review ones, yeah, they don't get as much. And that's fine with me. I don't do this for the money. I do it because, like Henning says, and like Landon says, they just kind of enjoy it. And next thing you know, you're just doing it. So it's not easy to meet everybody's expectations. And Henning said something that I thought was really important too.
So just know that all this responsibility that you're trying to get away from comes with this job as well. Am I crying about it? Am I complaining? Absolutely not. It's part of the job. At some point, the real world will also come down on that job. Just know that. You have to have the thick skin that every other person in the working world has to have, because a job is a job is a job. There's a tiny window where the YouTube thing is taking off, you're reducing your job, this is all nice and fun and games, and then you realize, I gotta make money with this, and I gotta do this, and taxes, and attorneys, and blah, blah, blah. Yep.
So I don't look at this as a job. I look at this as fun, although I know other people in the video comments section are going to look at this, what I do, as a job. And I realize that because I did a collaboration, YouTube likes that, so they showed it to a lot of people. When you see that algorithm happen, when somebody like me, who usually only gets 100 views in 24 hours, gets over 1,000 in 24 hours, and I think it's over that now, I'm sure, it just kind of makes you go, uh-oh, here come the trolls. And so I just thought it was funny that I got a couple of comments. First off, this one right here, this guy got the point. Okay. He said, I need a small modeling amp with access to most of the options of the amp without having to plug in. And so he got the point that I was trying to make in this quick look video, because it says in the title right here, a quick look at the new Fender Mustang. And that was the point right there. The quick look video at what that little knob gives you access to. So this guy's getting a reply and a like and a heart. So I got one guy. All right. Okay. It does fuzz, ... Stop. You didn't explore the various amps. Stop with the distortion. Oh, I thought you were sending a telegram with all the stops. Stop with the distortion. Hey, don't forget to mention the fuzz. The fuzz was the first sound in that demo. The Hey Jimmy, that patch that he was talking about, that was the first sound. Sorry for not making that clear. Stop. This person says, hey, he owns the LT25. Oh, that's Dale Duke. He's been here forever. Thank you, Dale, for being here. You're the man, bro. He says it's the best. I mean, arguably, it's maybe not the best of all amps in the world for many people, okay? But for what he's trying to do, it's the best, you know? And Greg here, my buddy, from way back in the day, somebody I used to work at Chili's with, shout out to Greg, thank you, bro. He said, is there a phone app? That's definitely cool. You don't need one, but is there one? I told him, yeah, of course. And somebody asked, does it only model Fender amps? So, hey, apologies to you guys that I didn't get the real deep dive that I wanted. But like I said, it was in a store that was open, and there was already employees helping me do this for me. You know what I mean? So, yes, somebody said this was the worst presentation of a Fender amp. Instead of a clean sound the Fender is known for, we heard a lot of buzzing noise, like there is a computer chip attached to speaker. And yes, there is a computer chip attached to the speaker. The noise you heard is called distortion. This amp has built-in pedals. Some pedals create distortion. You may have noticed delays and things like that. Fender tube amps, they're big amps, they're amps, right, what we'll call the real amps, if that's what you insist on calling it. Yeah, Fender's known for pristine cleans, but they're not even that pristine. You know, they're good sounding, okay? They're good amps, especially clean. They're pedal platforms. I get it. This is a modeling amp from Fender, just like modeling amps from Marshall or modeling amps from like every company. It's a modeling amp. I think you missed that point. So, this one says weak. Let me test it. Will it feed back? Yes, it will. In the video, I did make the amp feedback in a good way. I got sustain out of it, even at low volumes, if that's the kind of feedback you mean. If you mean like microphonically, no, that's what your guitar does because your pickups are microphonic. Can it squeal and scream? If you want it to, yes. Can you blow the speaker or burn the motherboard? You honestly thought I was going to do that in the store selling the amp that I'm using? You're special, kind of. Okay, we're going to just go on. I don't need what this guy say? I don't need a tiny little practice amp. I am sick of tiny little amp. They suck. No, yeah, exactly. This isn't a tiny little practice amp. It's got a 12-inch speaker, and it's the 50-watt version and the 100-watt version. Okay, so a message to new players: do not buy amps like this. These are toys. This is an opinion comment. This is what we get. And he actually got some engagement. I'm not replying to him because that's just feeding the trolls, as they say, right? Like Landon said, that's just somebody who just doesn't know what they're talking about. And I hate doing this because the people who watch my videos, the people that are subscribed to my channel, they actually comment all the time, and if they're critical, they're constructively critical. You know, they want me to look into something. They ask, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? So anyway, that's why I'm doing this, is because the algorithm opened this up so much to so many people. I'm getting a lot of just the weird comments that Henning and Landon were talking about this morning when I woke up. So I figured I may as well put in my 2 cents for whatever it's worth. And then there's this one. You know what? This guy, I'm going to go ahead and give him a thumbs up because this one was funny. All right. I'm covering part of it up. I'm just going to give him a thumbs up and a heart. Just, dude, you earned this one. This is proper trolling. This is how you troll, okay? These amps are super versatile. Aside from what they do to your tone, they can also double as a great doorstop once those sensitive components fail and can't be fixed. Another use, especially handy if you live by water, is a boat anchor. The larger the boat, the more wattage you'll need. But you can still use the 50, at least you got the point that there's a 50 watt. Okay, all right. So you got a heart out of me at least, because I do appreciate a good troll, and that one made me laugh. But I'm not going to reply. But this is my reply, and I do hope that you guys understand that I have thick skin, just like Henning was saying. You got to have thick skin. Here's the deal. I played my first national tour in '97. I was in a band. One of our songs was about the school bus and how we didn't like the school bus driver. And we were opening for Jackal. Okay, this is Jackal, the band that was known mostly for having a chainsaw solo in a song. So I know what it's like to let down a crowd. I've played Peter Murphy songs in Harley clubs. Okay, you let down people sometimes, and that thickens your skin. That's just the way it is. So sorry if I've let my actual subscribers and normal commenters down. There's my apology. I'm sorry to you guys that expect deeper dives. I hope you guys understand that I was just doing a quick look. It seems like the people that I do know, they got that. Yeah, you got that. Thank you. To the algorithm, thank you for opening up that video. It's nice to have more than 100 views in 24 hours. To the company that worked with me, that helped me do that, thank you guys. That video was a lot of fun to make. I hope to be able to do more of them. I promise I will not blow up your amp. Okay, anyway, that's it. See you.